Greetings everyone, welcome to Graven, a game that I swear the developers are afraid of giving an abundance of health potions and ammunition for the players who play the game. There is a Dark Souls Easter egg, so no doubt that is probably their main inspiration for it. We made a first-person Dark Souls game. And I also noticed that I dropped myself down to 5 health, so I'm not even gonna be worth the time and effort to do this area that I'm stuck in. Because, again, I have next to no ammunition. It is very sparse. I've ran out of health items. And the vendor now, for whatever reason, refuses to sell me items until I'm done with the demo. Unless there is more beyond the demo at this point. But they require the library to be open, and the entire portion of this build in early access is to get to the library and then, oh, no more game. Gotta wait. Welcome to the end of early access. I don't even know if I gave a review on this yet on Steam. If it was a good review, it's not gonna be a scathing review. Alright, let's see. So I get on this elevator. When it moves up, I feel like I've shrunk. Then I'm back to normal size when I get on this, whatchamacallit? Palisade? Barstead? Whatever, something. I don't know if it is because the character model is seeping halfway through the floor, or what. I just feel that I'm half the size of the character model when I'm on that elevator. And after riding that elevator a lot, it's very understandable that I'm now noticing that. Physician's Notes 4. There's three other ones I haven't seen. For some, the weeks have become almost a month. I pity more so their families. What is man without its civility? The survivors, if I dare call them that, lose all reason and develop homicidal tendencies with no apparent memory of any around them. Clearly, this is no matter of tainted humors or walking fever dream. The survivors are changed people worse than the cultists and their abuse of magic. This game has the worst physics ever. Oh man, Creation Engine? Wow, I haven't seen you in a while. Thought it was only that engine where everything you killed just flew off into the distance. See, old rusty key, rusted, crude, but still appears functional. Okay, I'm just gonna say I'm done with this area now. That took way too long, in my opinion. Now there's a checkpoint. Jesus. Of course, it's Flyer that gets me. Peat burner. Good enough craftsmanship. Flames burning sticky peat that explodes after a moment. Now where the inventory management comes in. So I was gonna say when I'm safe, I'll look at it. It's all just gonna be a fever dream for a minute. Okay. Go into inventory. Peat burner is 3 slots. I only have 2 slots. Moderate and explosive fire damage, and I know I have some ammunition for it. Staff I can't remove. What I can do is replace that for a little bit. And this is basically a rocket launcher, grenade launcher. Kind of cool. Luckily, there's no checkpoint at the bottom of that, so I don't have to go through this whole hassle of getting over here again. Well, unless anything new has happened, we're basically done. Just have to run around here for a little bit, and end of early access should be coming up here shortly. Of course. And this is like the least fun I've had playing Graven so far. Like, on one hand, I like the respawn point system. It's awesome. I thrive in games with it. When they become few and far between, like akin to old style console games, then it's where I start having issues. But luckily here, there's one here, over here. Like I made note of previously, I do believe this is the end of early access. I'm just doing this for the sake of, I don't want to say fluffing out time. But there's certain areas that you can't really access until you get to the end. Because I'm going to save the actual end for when the end is nigh. Alright, this is a entrance to Cruxforth. Nice and simple. Oh, that's a head. I thought that was gold. Ha. And that's the entryway back to the sewers. It's definitely Dark Souls-y when it comes to level exploration. When I say that, it's more of the useless shortcuts that when you first unlock them, it's like, why is this a shortcut? And when you find out that you've killed the Lord of Darkness or or the Abyssal Lords, and you have to go back to the Forsaken Town to go kill the Shadow Knight, and the shortcuts that you came across when you're going through each section kind of starting to make sense. Going, oh, if I go this way, instead of taking it 10 minutes to get there, now it takes me 2. Of course, I wasted ammo there. This video is already going to be over 30 minutes long, since I'm just doing aerial cleanup, essentially. And if there happens to be more, if I'm actually able to go into the library currently, I will go into the library. I go, oh, hey, there's enough here for one more video, and I'll do that. As of right now, I can safely say that my opinion on this is it still needs work. It has potential. Graven has always had potential. But the overall flow at the moment, it's not quite there. People said that the demo didn't have the demo had more oomph to it than early access, and now early access kind of feels impeded because they made it more like the demo. The demo at least had a boss fight, and that's what made it fun. This early access preview just lacks. I mean, these crossbow and dagger throwing enemies feel like they're more hit scan than they actually have to aim. Especially when that happens. I mean, I do see projectiles, but the way that they're firing is you just have to be in a cone view in front of them, and it's a guaranteed hit. Even when the player first initially respawns and they're weak for the first half second, or first couple of seconds, because they can't move around all that fast, and they're just overly slow. So when you have a respawn point in front of a group of enemies, or a plain view of enemies, you're gonna have a bad time. Go back to the peat thrower. See, this is ammunition that would benefit from having access to it as you're coming through this area initially. Maybe move the skull key further around the ramp part. Like, have it as a great reward, maybe, let's say, somewhere over here, where it makes a lick of sense after you pick up the peat thrower. Like, ooh, behind this barrel, here's your skeleton key, skull key. I wonder where it goes. So you go down here, and obviously you have the gold secret over here that you can easily fall off of. And then over here you have the skull door, which you open up, and it's like, holy crap, it's ammunition that I desperately need. Instead of this skull key afterthought, when you get, at least now, currently during early access, having that room open earlier on, I believe would be of much greater benefit than it is now. Because most people, I bet, would go down here. And into the, library here. And just go, oh, it's over? Like, end of early access content. Patience. This area isn't ready yet. No way to access it this early. Nice shiny rock you got on your staff there. Maybe head back to where you came from and see what you can do now. There's all that extra ammunition, and because it's at the end of early access now, there's not really much use for it. I mean, you could go through and mop everything up, but it's like, I got all this ammo and only 3 skeleton guys to shoot it on. But the nice shiny rock refers to all these secret stuff I already went through on in Cruxforth. It's not, you can't open every door. And we definitely haven't helped the guard yet to unlock the vendor now. Yeah, there's much more content in this than, I mean, now that I can't use the vendor until after access to the library, but before you get to the library is the end of the early access content. And the vendor now requires you to go to the library and defeat the adversaries there. It now feels like after this most recent update, there's even less content in the early access game as of this recording than there is in the demo. Because at least in the demo and when this game first hit early access, you could go to that vendor and buy stuff. Like ammunition and health potions and all the other fun things that makes this game less of a slog. But I now assume that because people were going, but there was a boss fight in the demo. Where's the boss fight in early access? That they removed the functionality of the blacksmith as a vendor to further inflate the time it takes to play through the early access game. Anyways, I could do a whole rant video on this. I'm not interested in that. I don't do game reviews. Long story short, I have bought Graven because I did like the demo. I just didn't expect to be shortchanged in the end after playing the demo and buying the early access, to find out that the early access product has less things to do in it than the demo for the game. I do swear by not buying things in early access. I'm very hesitant for it. Granted, the most recent things I have bought that are early access titles do qualify in the boomer shooter category now. But yeah, Graven, buy it when it comes out. Do not bother with early access. Do not give the developers your money this early, unless you have watched me play through this. Go, huh? This looks kind of fun. It's a bit of bit of Heretic meets Dark Souls, or Dark Souls meets Heretic, without all the dodge rolling, because that would be horribly. That would actually make me motion sick if there was first-person dodge rolling. And yeah, final verdict. Wait until this actually comes out. It's not worth your time in its current state. Now that the developers have delayed it because of content reasons, I would still not give them even a nickel, 5 cents, 5 pence of your time or of your money to this game. It is not worth it in its current state. So, anyways, this is the very end of my Graven playthrough. I hope you enjoyed watching. There was a lot of death, and then now that I know in the current version of it that the blacksmith is no longer a vendor, all I can say is that it is now has gotten the extra padding that it desperately needed to make the demo seem longer than it is. Weapon placement as of now is really jarring. If it wasn't for me, where the current placement of the wrist crossbow is not good at all. I easily walk past it a few times, going, "Where the heck is this? Is it still out in the swamp?" I do like how the lightning spell is back. I do wish that the spells themselves did damage to these enemies instead of being purely cosmetic and situational. There should definitely be more quartz flasks. I don't know why the developers are very hesitant on giving the player the means to survive adequately. Because through my entire playthrough across all these videos, has been just a mix of pain. Because I die, I go to respawn crow, and then I'd either die at the respawn crow because there's enemies within view, and the moment that I spawn in, I have 2 seconds where I'm very weak and it's really slow to move around. And I get killed during that 2-second window where I'm purely defenseless. And it takes multiple attempts to get past that 2-second window and retreat to go find health items and ammunition so I can be back at the advantage where I can fight the enemies. Graven does have, like I've said previously, Graven does have potential. I see potential in Graven, but in its current state, it's not worth any amount of money. Do wait on it. Do not buy. I'll see everyone in the next video. After this, it's gonna be back to Hexen. I just wanted to get this out of the way. It's a very sour note in my gaming palette at the moment, though. Take care. Have a great one.